Hey guys, Jonni Khat Santschi here for our first training on systems of growth. Now, I'd like to start off this training by explaining a little bit of what systems of growth is. And in order to do that appropriately, I want to ask you guys a question. The question is this: how many times do you feel like you failed at success? How many times in your life do you feel like you have had some point that you felt like you should have been successful and you failed at it? And now let me ask you to reframe that question a little bit in your mind. How many times in your life have you feel like you failed at growth? Makes a big difference, doesn't it, in just the language that we use. If we're so focused on success, then we're going to be primed for failure, and we're going to think about them as being good and bad. And that's not necessarily how they are. In fact, how many times has failure propelled you to growth and not success? You see, failure is really, really important in our system of growth. In fact, the book Go for No, which I'm doing a team training on this coming month with Julia Neville, the authors talk about the fact that we oftentimes confuse success and failure as a spectrum where we're in the middle and success is on one side and failure is on the other. But the real truth of the matter is that we're on one side, failure is in the middle, success is on the other side. We have to move through failure in order to reach success. And that's true with a lot of things. I mean, think about it from a spirituality point of view. You know, we have to fail in our faith sometimes in order to achieve a greater faith, because we grow through our questions. We grow through our feelings of inadequacy. We grow through our failures, basically. They propel us forward if we use them the right way. So I'd like to use a little anecdote. I have a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, that I was having a conversation with last week, and she was talking about how she felt like the job market right now is pretty harsh. She had lost her job. She was a professional woman, a white-collar businesswoman, and lost her job. And she's struggling right now with her family. And we were talking, and she said, every time I get a lead, they seem to disappear. It's bizarre. It's like I have these leads, and then they just leave. They're poof, they're inexistent anymore. So we started to talk a little bit about the sense of failure and how thinking about the roadblocks in our way as something that is going to propel us forward to work harder. Allow me to use my own example right now. We moved out here to back home to California from St. Louis. I left a very good paying job, and there have been a few times now that my truck has broken down, and I've had to rely on walking it because I left my job to start up my own business. And it's going to take some time before I start making money and have traction. So the point is that we utilize these things in our life, these points that we perceive as failure. If we utilize them correctly, we can use them as a stepping stone to move towards growth. Because failing in growth is kind of difficult to do unless you stop acting. And that's really the point that you have to ask yourself. Am I just not acting right now? What's holding me back? What fears do I have? Am I afraid of failure? Am I afraid of success? Am I afraid of no? What am I afraid of? That's what I ask you to really ask yourself. So I hope that explains what systems of growth means. This coming month of February, myself and the Sacramento Market Council will be putting together some trainings based on the systems of growth that will hopefully help you and your business grow. And we have an exciting team cup coming up for this month, so I hope all of you are on a team for that. Even if you're not quite sure what it is, join a team. Just do it. Don't be afraid. You don't have to know what you're doing before you do it. We're here to help. So I will talk to you guys next time for my next lesson on systems of growth. Stop thinking about those successes and failures. Think about those failures as something that will propel you through towards growth. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.